What's up, CEOs? Today we are training auto dealers to get the business right, basically, so that you can make money easier, have happy customers, and live a better life. Maybe even have like work-life balance, like everybody is trying to get. So I'm Shamel Leonard. I do these free trainings as part of the Auto Dealer Business School because I started the Auto Dealer Business School because there needed to be one, especially for small dealers. All the resources out there were for like bigger dealers, deeper pockets. And I started my dealership with like $10,000. So I needed some small dealership tactics and kind of like tips, right? So I started the Auto Dealer Business School because I had to figure a lot of things out, like how to cut corners, but not cut corners, right? Like you want to find the best solutions, but not sacrifice anything. Well, that's what we do at the Auto Dealer Business School. We show you how to start small and grow your dealership to $1 million. So we have, the $1 Million Dealer Club, where we are producing $1 million dealers. All right. So today's training is brought to you by, actually, I want to invite you first to the Facebook group because this training goes down live in the Facebook group. So right now, waiting on people to come get the notifications and come into the training. But you can join the Facebook group, and there you can ask questions and get more hands-on help. And also learn more about the resources at the Auto Dealer Business School that'll help you, because really they're set up to help you to succeed. All right. So I'll put the link in the description to join the Facebook group. Hope to see you there soon. And then this auto dealer training video is sponsored by the Dealer Finance Bootcamp. Okay, I had to think about the name, but Dealer Finance Bootcamp is exactly what it sounds like. You need financing in your dealership. And this Dealer Finance Bootcamp is going to get you set up in a couple of hours, right? So our class will probably be about 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, you will learn everything you need to learn about financing vehicles for your customers. So join the Dealer Finance Bootcamp, especially if you're like, man, I have people coming to me who always ask if I can, finance a vehicle, or if I could take some money down or take a trade in, right? Like those are the responses people hit you up with on a Facebook Marketplace or, wherever. So add your financing, come to the Dealer Finance Bootcamp, learn how, and we'll get you all set up. All right. This video is also brought to you by the Taxes, Tag, and Title training. It was a car training for auto dealers. That is a very popular training because it's very necessary. So if you are like, what's up with these taxes, tag, and title? How do I do this? How do I make sure I'm selling this car right? What are these forms? Then take that training, the car title training for auto dealers. I'll put the link in the description. We go over everything on how to avoid title issues from the auction to the customer, because there are a lot of title issues out here right now, especially with these doggone 3D printers and printers being so awesome, right? We're having, to check and double check our ish. So if you don't know what you need to know, then you need to come to the car title training for dealers so you can learn. All right. I'll put the link in the description there. Or if you want more information about the car title training, then put title training in the comments, or for the lending class, the Dealer Finance Bootcamp, then just put lending in the comments and I'll make sure you get the information that you need. All right. So today we are talking about lending. Okay. So today we're going to talk about help. I need help with lending. And if you need help with lending, there's either one of two things that you need help with. Okay. So that's what we're talking about, is help with lending, help with putting lending in place in your dealership. So the one or two things you need help with, one thing is getting started, right? So if you need help getting started with lending money to customers in your dealership, the first thing you need to know is, does your state need to have a finance license? We will have the state list a finance license in the Dealer Finance Bootcamp. Okay, so then you'll know right then, but you can Google it and learn about the process. I mean, it'll take you a little longer, but if you so choose to do that, then you can. It is out there, okay? So that's the first thing. If you need help getting set up, then do you need a finance license? Number one. And then two, who are the lenders that'll work with you? Number two, right? So we'll also have the lenders in the Dealer Finance Bootcamp, all right? So once you have your finance license and you have your lenders, then you also need to have a way that customers can submit a finance application, a credit application, all right? So that's help with getting set up, all right? There are several different software that you can use to get credit application link. You want to use software because you want to automate. Okay. So I know I get a lot of old school people who come to the auto dealer business school and they're like, I just want, pen and paper. We not pen and paper in it because we are preparing to grow. And to grow, you're not going to be able to pen and paper. You need a system that'll automate everything for you. Okay. So we're going to start how we want to finish. All right. So we're going to start with the software for the credit application. All right. So that's getting started, CEOs. Any questions? Let me know in the comments. All right. So help. I need help financing cars to customers in my dealership. The second type of help that people need is structuring the doggone deal. All right. I get so many questions about structuring the deal because this is how you get paid, right? So it's kind of important. You want to make sure you get this part right so that you get your money right, right? And you don't, nothing, no whammies, right? Nothing bad happens, right? So, structuring a deal. Okay. There are 3 things that you need to master or know when you're structuring a deal. Okay. 1, does your customer qualify? 2, does the car qualify? 3, what my money looking like from the lender? Does the lender qualify? Are they a lender that likes these kind of deals? Therefore, they pay out a lot of money on these kind of deals? Or, what are their terms and conditions, if you will? Okay. Those are the 3 parts of structuring a deal that are very important. And in this training, I can't go over them in detail, but I can drop a little bit so that you can add on to it in the Dealer Finance Bootcamp. So the first thing is your customer, right? So that's your credit application. You're going to get your credit application filled out. You're going to pre-approve your customer. You need to know the pre-approval process. We will go over that in the Dealer Finance Bootcamp. And it's pre-approval based on what your lender will approve, right? So that's number 1. Number 2 is your car. So does the car qualify, right? So many lenders have qualifications. That's not really the word I was looking for. Parameters, guidelines. I think guidelines, right? So many lenders have guidelines, and guidelines include age of the vehicle, mileage, also title status, also what kind of car it is, right? They may pay out more for one kind of car than they do for another kind of car, even if they have identical year and mileage. Okay. So that's just the lending game. And to know more about what lenders will pay out, you need one of the evaluation books, right? And you need the one that your lenders use. So we'll go over those in the Dealer Finance Bootcamp on the evaluation books or the value books, or what's the official name for those books? I know it's going to come to me, but if anybody knows it, then put it in the comments. But you need one of those books Black Book, JD Power, KBB, Mannheim is a fairly newer one, right? So you'll need one of those to be able to evaluate the value that your lender is going to give you for that car, right? And then you need to know what kind of, okay, let's see. I think I'm getting, making sure I'm getting it together. I didn't write my notes down today, right? Because it's been a busy day. But let's see, mileage, age, and value, for your car and title status, right? And then just what kind of car it is, right? And then value is connected to what kind of car it is, all right? So those are the qualifications for the car, if you will. Like, yes, you need to know like what your lender is going to lend on that car before you even have a customer, right? You need to already know that. And that's where the evaluation books come in for you. All right. Any questions? Let me know in the comments. All right. So backing up a bit, I need help with lending money to my customers to buy these cars I got. Part 2 is, I need help structuring this deal, right? So I need help figuring out how to pre-qualify my customer. I need help figuring out if this car qualifies, like how much money will I get from this car? Okay. And then the third part is, I need help making sure or negotiating with this lender on how much money they're going to give me, right? So of course that directly relates to your customer and their credit status and the risk involved, right? A riskier customer has a smaller payout, okay? Or has a lesser payout or a delayed payout. A lot of lenders are doing a delayed payout, okay? That's why, like low key, I used to think before I was a dealer, I used to think, oh man, dealerships, they just take advantage of people when they have bad credit. People be having hard times and blah, blah, and then they charging all this interest, taking advantage of people. Well, they don't know these people. Like we're out here literally, we're strangers, right? So they don't know people who are coming to get financing. The only criteria they have to judge their credit worthiness is their credit worthiness, right? Is their credit score, is their credit history, right? So thus and therefore, somebody who has a not so good credit history is, in the eyes of the lender, risky, right? And so the lenders, back in the day, lenders, I think, were a little more lenient, but now they are so tight. Like they got that thing where, they don't want to lose, right? They don't want to just give you the money, give you all the money you want. And then they got to deal with this customer that don't never pay no bills, right? Like that don't make no sense. Like you have to think about it in business terms, like literally being in business helped me to understand other businesses. So thinking about it in business terms, then it's like, okay, so if I do have a risky customer and they're wanting to protect their interests, then what do I do? Well, you can negotiate with your lender, or you can place that buyer with another lender that may have more favorable payouts. Okay, so that's how that game goes. You can call up your rep from your lender, negotiate, or have some lenders that will pay out more, because we have to protect our interests, right? Like, okay, sure, you're right. This customer might not be all that trustworthy as a customer, but I'm still selling a car. I'm still in a business. I still have to maximize my profit as a dealer. So let me do the things that I need to do that, which is negotiate this payout. Okay. And then that's your deal structure. CEOs, that's your deal structure. All right. Of course, in that deal structure are your stipulations from your lender. They'll say, well, you'll get this payout if you do these things, right? You just do those things so you can get the payout, right? But that's your deal structure. So I need help with lending money to my customers in my business. I need help financing customers to buy these cars I got for sale. Then you need to be set up correctly, and you need to structure a deal correctly. All right. I talk a lot about, before I became an auto dealer, I was a mortgage banker, and I got with a company that trained me on lending when I first started. And it was like a 6-week training or 8-week training. I can't remember how many weeks, but it was a lot of weeks training. And I just want to tell you that because I want you to appreciate how much information is really in financing. Like, it comes naturally to some people, but to others, it doesn't. And that doesn't mean anything other than you just need training, right? So if you're like, ooh, 6 weeks, okay, maybe I do need to know a couple of things about lending, then join the Dealer Finance Bootcamp. It is literally going to be the step-by-step on how to get your financing in place. There are lots of dealerships out there that just do cash cars. There are lots of dealerships that just do cash cars, and they do pretty well, okay? They have high volume because cash cars have lower profit per car, right? So they'll have high volume, like 40, 50, maybe even 100 vehicles a month, right? So if you have high volume with your cash cars, your cash flows might be looking nice, right? And you do all the other things to make sure cash flow is nice, like protect, buy right, recon responsibly, and then also make sure your cost per goods sold are controlled, right? So yeah, you can do great numbers, great profit, great revenue with cash cars. Okay. However, if you only have a couple of cars to sell, if you're trying to start small, okay, starting small does require you to have in place things that sell every car quickly, right? Because, you need to sell every car quickly, and you need to get as much as you can from each car sale because you're starting small. You have fewer staff, you have fewer cars, right? So every car has to bring more profit, more like bang for your buck or bang for your time, right? So starting small, the way to start small is to offer financing. And I also want to say, if you are starting small, the financing to offer might not necessarily be buy here, pay here, okay? Because buy here, pay here takes a lot of resources to run. And you also don't, experience the cash flow right away unless you have a lot of accounts, okay? So it's the same thing. Volume solves a lot of problems, right? So you can either have the volume or you can have the financing, okay? The third party financing specifically. All right, CEOs, I just wanted you to know that because literally when I added financing to my dealership, I was like, what? Now this is where the 6-figure months are. It was 6-figure months, okay? So add your financing, get your revenue up so that your dealership has a better chance at surviving and thriving. All right. So you can become $1 million dealer and experience all that good cash flow. All right, CEOs. So comment below lending for details on the dealer finance bootcamp. All right, CEOs, lots of great things are happening at the Auto Dealer Business School. I feel like it's being skyrocketed to another level. So I'm very excited to share some things with you coming up. We'll talk about some ways that some things we're putting in place to help you make more money and sell more cars, right? And have less headache and have work-life balance. Okay. All the things that everybody wants. You deserve them too. All right, CEOs. I am always praying for your success. Always, always, always. I feel like I am put here for you. I don't want to say like I'm your angel or anything like that, but this is my mission. For whatever reason, God has put this in my heart as my mission to help change the used car industry, starting with helping to change your dealership for the better. Because if we have profitable, more stable dealerships, small dealerships run by good-hearted people, then that's the beginning of what we want to see in the auto industry, right? If you're in this to help people, you're like, this auto industry it sucks or whatever, and I can't believe they do people like this. If that's you, and you're a dealer because of that, then you are in the right place. All right, CEOs. So I'm praying for you, but you got to do the work because prayer without works is dead. All right. So do the work, get some things in place. It is a lot to do in the beginning, but work hard once. Okay. Work hard once and it's done and it's put in place. And anything that you do requires you to work hard once. I tried to shortcut it. I really did. I was like, well, maybe I just need to change the kind of business I'm in. Maybe I need to try vending. Maybe I need to try real estate investment. They all require the same thing. Management of cash flow, marketing, having project or money in the pipeline, right? That's what your cars are. It all requires the same thing, the same basic business principles. So there is no skipping over it. You know, it may seem like it's an easier business, but it requires you to learn these exact same things. So do the business that you love. And they say you never work a day in your life. So if you love cars, I'm here to make that a reality for you. All right, CEOs, I feel long-winded today, but I missed you. And I'll see you next week as we talk more about lending and more about the changes at the Auto Dealer Business School. All right. Oh, I do want to say that, let's see, I was going to offer some help. Let's see what kind of help I can offer you. So if you have any questions about lending, put your questions in the comments. I would also say that if you are ready to get started with lending and, really the offer is the Dealer Finance Bootcamp. Like that's really where you need to go with the, lending if you need help with lending. So comment lending if you need help, and I will see you next training. All right. Be blessed. Bye.